costumes like any of a favorite character or any of the scary character you wear, and you go near the houses and ask for chocolates, and some old and wise people give you apples instead of chocolates, saying that they're better. That's all I have seen about Halloween in Family Guys, South Park, etc. But that's all I have for right now. Over to presiding officer, Dinesh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Praneeth, for that kickstart of the meeting. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. Thank you, Vinay. Well, firstly, I'd like to declare the meeting number 181, themed Halloween, open. I declare it open. Well, firstly, I'd like to set the stage, know what we are here for. I'd like to read out the club mission. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to build their communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater personal confidence and self-growth. Now, setting the stage, setting what we are here for, I have few announcements to make. Now, brace yourself. I have a long list with myself. The first announcement is, in last week on Friday, we are done with our open house. It's a 175th meeting. So congrats everyone to an organizing team and XCOM and members who were present in the meeting. Now, since the open house is done, we rolled out a feedback form for the open house, and to help our VP membership talking about the club to the guests, to our first years, to our juniors. Whoever is interested to talk to these juniors, please approach our Vice President Membership, Toastmaster Govind, who is sitting there. And you can, talking in the sense, spreading a word about our club. That's pretty much it. What you're doing here, telling that to them. That's pretty much it. The second thing is, how many of you are part of a WhatsApp group called Chrono Tabology group? Only club members. Everyone know the point behind that group, right? Nevertheless, the point behind that group is to make the takeaways from each and every meeting. So if someone is interested to make the minutes of the meeting or takeaways for each meeting, please approach our secretary, who is Toastmaster Madhumita, to form a secretary team. The third announcement is, last week on Saturday, our very own Toastmaster Harsha took a session for pathways in MCC. Let's give it up for him. Now, our Toastmaster Vinay completed his level 2 in the pathway engaging humor. Congratulations. Toastmaster Pratap completed his level 4 in the pathway innovative planning. Let's give it up for him. Now, to give a shout out to Toastmasters of the month for the last month, September. The first person is Vinay. The second one is Janani. And third is Madhumita. Let's give it up for him. The seventh announcement is, our dear Vice President Education rolled out a feedback form for members about how the club is going on and your feedback with mentorship and everything. So if you filled it, fine. If you didn't, please go ahead and fill the form. Now, the eighth announcement is, we have 2 new members into the club, though they are not here. The first member is Bhavna and second is Aditya. Let's welcome them if they're watching recording. The ninth announcement is, please go ahead and mark your fill your goal sheet, open your goal sheet and plan. Though we have only 10 days, please plan your 10 days and approach your mentors in what you want to do. And the last announcement is, to help our secretary, please fill the TMoD form, Toastmaster of the Month form, if you took up any roles outside of the club. That's it with the announcements part. Now I can see a few guests in the meeting. Can you come forward and introduce about yourself to us? Shail, or introduce about yourself.
Hello everyone, I'm Shail Garg. I'm in first year. CSE, and I was invited here by someone. I didn't want it to be here, but I'm looking forward to it.
Hope you'll have a great time, Shell.
Okay. So my name is Vaishnavi Mohite. I am from AIE, Artificial Intelligence.
Oh, Vaishnavi Mohit, I've seen you followed our tab page. Hope you'll have a great time. Now, Sujan, would you like to introduce about yourself?
Hello everyone, my name is Sujan. I am from CSCA. I would like to improve myself in public speaking by joining with Toastmasters.
Thank you, Sujan. Hope our VP membership is going to help you with that. Now, okay, that's it with the guest introductions. To talk about the theme Halloween, I'm absolutely not sure since I watch many series. I just watched in web series, but real life I didn't see any. But living in PG, looking at my friends, I've seen different costumes that they wear every day and surprise me every single night. So that's the Halloween for me. To talk about our Toastmaster of the day, he's a person who joined very recently, but and I remember his icebreaker. He gave it in a rooftop meeting and still he aced it. And the confident speaker that he is Toastmaster Shivansh. Over to the stage, please.
Thanks, Toastmaster Dinesh. So Halloween is it's a weird event. It's a weird festival, right? Around the world, you see people celebrating Halloween, and then you come to India and no one cares about it, except for some elite places. Unfortunately or fortunately, I belong to one of them. So now Halloween, I actually didn't know much about Halloween before my 6th or 7th standard anyways. How I chose this theme? They asked, what's the theme? I saw the month. I saw the date approaching. I'm like, okay, let's go with Halloween. Now, Halloween. What can I talk about Halloween? I've got some embarrassing stories that I'll be sharing with all of you later. But I know it's a speech marathon. I know everyone wants to give their speech and get it over with. So I won't take much of your time. But it is important to acknowledge the man whose brainchild Toastmasters was. The Toastmasters was established by Ralph C. Medley on the 22nd of October, 1924. Currently, Toastmasters has more than 280,000 members, more than 14,700 clubs spread across 144 countries. Now, this is a huge achievement, and I think it deserves an applause. Now, I'm not taking much of your time. I'd like to call upon the General Evaluator, Toastmaster Dinesh, our presiding officer too.
Glad to be back on the stage. Thank you, Toastmaster Shivansh. Well, to talk about my role, General Evaluator. What is it role? Is it a spooky one? Well, no. Let's take a scenario. If there's a flight that is ready on a runway, and if the person who is making sure that the flight is safe or not did any mistake and didn't give any evaluation with the aeroplane, and there's a leak that is happening and they didn't notice that, the flight is going to crash, isn't it? Let's hope that won't happen in any real life scenarios also. Just like that, in a Toastmasters meeting, to make sure everyone who is going on the stage gets proper evaluation with whatever they're speaking for, so that in the next meeting, they'll improve themselves. There's a person called General Evaluator. And for this meeting, I am Dinesh and I'll be serving as a General Evaluator. Now, to help me give the precise evaluation, I have a team with me called Tag Team, Timer, Accounter, and Grammarian. The timer for today's meeting is a third-year ECE person who prefers milk over coffee just to absorb maximum amount of calcium. Toastmaster Uthejitha, onto the stage.
Hello, hi. I'm Uthejitha. Today I'm gonna be. I'll be the timer for today. The time calculation is this is how it is. 4 to 6 minutes for the speech. 4 to 6 minutes for icebreaker. 5 to 7 minutes for general speech, and the speech evaluators have to take 2 to 3 minutes to evaluate. I will be giving a green card when it's 4 minutes for the what? Wait. 4 minutes for icebreaker. This is the green card. Yellow card for 5 minutes, and red card for 7 minutes. When you exceed 7 minutes, I'll be showing it continuously. So yeah.
Thank you, Toastmaster Uthejitha. Now moving ahead, we have the accountant for today's meeting. He's a over-enthusiastic kid who is currently the part of leadership development program, which is organized by District 92. Well, onto the stage, Toastmaster Ram.
So, hey guys, how are you all? Good evening. Enthusiasm, come on. Yes, sir. So yeah, basically, as he told, I'm 𝙎𝙤𝙤𝙤𝙤, so I'm going to be the accountant for today. So all of us are here in Toastmasters for improving ourselves, right? So our counter is basically a guideline to help you better your speech. So I'll be evaluating on 4 criteria: CRPF, crutch words, repetitive, pause, and filler words. So I'll be giving my report at the end of the speeches. All of you guys, all the best.
Thank you, Rahul. Thank you, Ram, for briefly explaining about your role. I can see few more guests attending the meeting. Proud crowd. Okay, let's have the grammarian for today's meeting. She's a person, second year EAC student, who's a butterfly and not so butterfly as well. She's currently serving as a vice president education of our club. On to the state, Toastmaster Janani.
Good evening, everyone. I hope all of you are doing well. So I am Janani and I'll be the grammarian for today's meeting. As a grammarian, it's my duty to listen carefully to each of the speakers to their language uses. I will be taking down a note of any misusage of words, that is the English words. It is also my responsibility to listen to words that are used in an excellent way, words, quotes, thoughts, etc. And it is also my duty to introduce the word of the day and idiom of the day. The word of the day is spook, meaning to get frightened suddenly. I repeat, the word of the day is spook, meaning to get frightened suddenly. And the idiom of the day is skeleton in the closet, meaning an embarrassing fact that someone wants to keep a secret. I repeat, the idiom of the day is an embarrassing fact that someone wants to keep a secret. I will be back with my report at the end of the meeting. Thank you. Back to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Janani. I'm not good at grammar. That's a skeleton in my closet, in the closet. Hope the usage is correct. That's it with the tag team. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
All right. As I promised, I'd be telling some skeletons of my own, which I've kept in closet for a long time. Going ahead, just a little story about me and Halloween. I think it's around 2016-17. I'm new to Gurgaon. And suddenly there's a huge hype around 31st October. And I'm surprised. I'm shocked. I don't know why is that date so significant. Because Diwali was on some 4th or 5th November. So suddenly I start asking all my friends, what's the hype all about? And they tell me, well, you've got to dress up and this and that. Okay, I go to my parents, ask for some 2,500 rupees for costume. Normal, simple conversation going, and out of nowhere, I got a slap on my face for asking such an absurd question to my parents. That's just one of the many stories I've got for you guys. Now, next up, we're starting with the speech marathon. Our first speaker is Toastmaster Aditya. Now, about Toastmaster Aditya, he's a huge fan of Harry Potter. He loves to play chess and is up for a game anytime. So if any of you are a chess buff, do contact him. He also believes to live in the moment instead of worrying about the future or regretting the past. Now, before I call upon Aditya, I would like to call upon his speech evaluator for the day, Toastmaster Niharika. Toastmaster Niharika, well, she is scared of Halloween and ghosts, but she also likes to freak out people. So she'll celebrate. Toastmaster Niharika, it's your turn to speak.
Thank you, Toastmasters Shivansh, for that introduction. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests, and special good evening to my target speaker, Toastmaster Aditya. Toastmaster Aditya will be attempting his L1 T3 in the path Dynamic Leadership. The purpose of the project is for a member to practice using vocal variety to enhance his speech. Timer, please note the time limit. The time limit of this speech is 5 to 7 minutes. Thank you. Over to the TMoD.
Toastmaster Aditya, please grace us with your presence. Toastmaster Aditya, my favorite show, Toastmaster Aditya.
Yeah. So please don't think, why is he wasting the time on the speech marathon day? Okay, I was in a thought. Fine, I'll take you to the thought. Swoosh, and here you are. In the past, 5-year-old me sitting over there in the couch. Okay, a happy little soul, living his life happily and to the fullest. Fine. The only worry which I had was for my favorite show's timings, because sometimes I had to go to the school, but the show was when I was in the school. What was my favorite show? Tom and Jerry. This music. Yeah, it's in my mind all over. Every day, every single day, I used to watch the show without missing it. I used to even put up a fight with my father to not to change it to a news channel, and I wanted to continue it. Fine. Tom and Jerry. How many characters? Tom, Jerry, Terry. Terry. Who's Terry? Fine. He's the nephew of Jerry. And I was amused. How could a mouse have a nephew? Fine. That apart. And one lady with big foot. Fine. I was wondering how she'd look like, because she's the owner of Tom and I wanted to know who she is. Fine. So this was all about Tom and Jerry. There I grew up. Swoosh again to my future. So 10 to 12-year-old, there I am with my father. Has gifted me a collection of Harry Potter novels, like the novels and the CDs. He told me to finish any one of those in the summertime, and that was my birthday gift. And I seriously regret about it, because my birthday, every single time my birthday was in the summer vacations. I couldn't celebrate my birthday. I couldn't have distribution of chocolates. I couldn't have myself worn a civil pair of clothes to my school and feel special. I feel regretted. Fine. Now I'm in the university and I can celebrate it with all my friends and stuff. Fine. Yay. Okay. Then back to the Harry Potter stuff. Fine. Little spooky, little magical. I love Harry Potter now. And first, what I thought was it was just another overrated English film which had zero thing to be understood by me. So I started watching it. I had an old DVD player in my home sitting on the side. So I've put the CD into the DVD player. There the music started. The ominous music took me into the world of Harry Potter. Started with Dumbledore, who was just like Santa Claus. And there, he wished all the best, Harry Potter. Fine. Then started the big, gigantic character, Hagrid. Harry is here with me in my hand. Fine. Those were my two favorite characters. This is the only movie which made me feel jealous about the friendship of Ron, Hermione, and Harry Potter. There was all closeness. It was so good to watch them on a single screen. Fine. Harry Potter was completely magical. Everything was like swift, swoosh, sounds, the magic. Everything started at the place where the
Sorting Hat sorted Harry into Gryffindor, the house of red color. 2. The death curse, Avada Kedavra, which killed Voldemort by Harry Potter. So this has made me a fan of Harry Potter till date. I'm a die-hard fan of Harry Potter. Fine then. Moving to me. Then now me. BTech third year. Okay. Nothing much interesting. Okay. What's my favorite show? What's my time pass? How do I pass my time? Okay. I've been into this series recently, watched many series like Money Heist, Stranger Things. Okay, what did I miss? What did I miss? The special one. I'll be there for you. That's the Friends. Yeah. I love Friends. All the characters. Chandler, Joey, Rachel, Monica, and last but not the least, Phoebe. Wonderful, amazing characters. Every single character has their own way of connecting themselves to you. Chandler Bong with his special and gigantic jokes. And there's Joey with his always favorite dialogue. Hey, how you doing? Fine. One of my favorite dialogues of Joey is like, Joey doesn't share food. Okay, that makes him angry. He doesn't share food. Okay. Rachel and Monica, the ideal roomies who always stick together, who always share stuff, who always make themselves comfortable with each other. So, coming up next, Phoebe with her always special song, Smelly Cat, Smelly Cat. That's a song, seriously. And she's a guitarist and a masseuse. I don't know what she does. Okay. So, that's about Friends. All the three shows which I spoke till now, they had a great impact on my life. One, taught me about fun. Tom and Jerry was always about the sportive spirit. Once Jerry makes fun of Tom, once Tom makes fun of Jerry. But at the end, at least in one episode, they are together. They are together fighting, having fun, having making fun of each other. However they are together. Stick together to whom you like to make your time wonderful. That's the thing which I learned from Tom and Jerry. Then coming to Harry Potter. That was the age when fantasy, the whole thing grew in my mind, and Harry Potter had put the feast for it. And coming to Friends, it has taught me reality, how friends are, how actually it happens in the real world, how we can and how we are doing in our lives. Friends are the only people who stay through your life from the progress bar when it's down till it's up. They are the only people who's going to support you. So that's pretty much it about my speech. And thank you so much. And please feel free to stand up and give your favorite shows up. Thank you.
All right, that was a wonderful speech, Aditya. So the next speaker is Toastmaster Srividya. Now, she didn't feel the need to send me an intro, so here's one for her. She feels she'll make for the perfect witch in Halloween, and I'm sure you will. And also thanks for waking me up in class, waking me up n numbers of time during class so that the teacher doesn't catch me. Now, the speech evaluator for Toastmaster Srividya is Toastmaster Vishnu. He says he likes to travel to far off places alone. Hobbies include running and losing while playing chess. So you get a good match with Aditya. Over to you, Toastmaster Vishnu.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shivansh. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, guests, and a special good evening to my target speaker, Toastmaster Vidya. Toastmaster Vidya is attempting her L1 P2, the Pathways Presentation Mastery. The purpose of the speech is to practice applying feedback and serve as a speech evaluator during a club meeting. The purpose of the speech is for the member to present a speech and receive feedback from the evaluator. This is the purpose, and I wish that her speech would go like the evaluator couldn't find any mistake so that she shouldn't make mistakes in her next speech. Over to TMoD, Shivansh.
Toastmaster Srividya. Toastmaster Srividya, that one night, Toastmaster Srividya.
That one night that we all wait for as students. Yes. That one night that we all wait for as students. Everything was going fine. And then comes the exam. The night before the exam, we all are stressed, pressurized, anxious, and whatnot. But there are some students who are really self-content with what they've prepared. They know what they're going to do. They don't think much about the exam. And they're all calm and cool. We think they live on cake. What species are they? But I'm pretty sure none of us belong to that category looking at your expressions. Now, the next species is my species. For us, it's simply TikTok, mind block, pen drop, ice pop, full shock, jaw drop, time up, and no luck. This is our one-line definition of people who belong to my species. We are panic-stricken. And then come the next species. They are the all-nighters. These people are basically night owls. Like, they don't sleep throughout the night, but they also hope for a miracle. They literally celebrate Christmas. They hope for Santa to come and a miracle to happen, and they remember everything. That's what they hope for. Does that happen? No, they just end up going to the exam with a blank brain. And then come the next category. Now, these people are professional astrologers. They try to predict the time when to start studying. They look at the clock, they'll be like, we'll start at 12. And then by the time they turn their head towards the clock, it's 12:04. They're like, no, this is not the right time to start. It's 12:15. We'll make it 12:15. Okay, 12:15. No, it's 12:17. No, it's an odd number, not now. 12:30. And then they keep procrastinating it over and over. They push it all through the night. And then now here comes the Devdas category. These people have totally given up on themselves. They take their phone to the examination hall as if they're John Cena. Sometimes they have better tattoo compared to Justin Bieber. At least it has more academic value in it. And then we all have this one person in our group, the teacher. You look at that person and the song that hits your head is "Tum mile to jaadu cha gaya." Like, that person is the highest qualified person you've ever known. No teacher's PhD is valid in front of what that person teaches you. He's your savior. And then we all know this one person. We all have this one snake in our team. The silent killers. They keep ranting throughout the year. They didn't study anything, but they end up with perfect scores at the end. Now, I'm pretty sure we all find ourselves fitting into either of the categories, or we have friends who belong to these categories. And if you check our Google history the night before the exam, rather than actually studying for the exam, we would have typed how to complete the whole syllabus in one night. So, putting apart all the jokes and stuff, coming to the point. So why do we all find ourselves in such a situation? It's because most of us are not consistent. We do things when we are motivated. When we are highly motivated, we sit for 8 hours straight, or we don't even know where our books are. There are some students who don't know which teacher takes which subject. They tend to match the following the day before the exam. Oh, this teacher takes this subject. But being consistent is the ability to stay in track in pursuit of your goals. Have you ever wondered why some people are so good at a particular field and some are not that good? Like, take weight loss for an example. Some people are magically shedding pounds, but they suffer so hard. Well, that's because there's a thin line called consistency. There are people who are not really that consistent, and they kind of move away from the ideal person that they had to be. So I guess you all might have heard the saying where they say, the day you meet the person that you could have become and the person you are, when these two personalities meet, that is the time when it is hell. That is the definition of hell, the regrets that you might have. So, and what I'm trying to say is try to be consistent and do not keep all your work towards the night before the exam. And I would like to end by quoting the famous quote by Martin Luther King, where he says, if you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then crawl, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. Do whatever it takes, but keep moving forward. Thank you. Over to you.
Thanks for that wonderful speech, Srividya, and I hope you pass all your exams next time. So coming up next is Toastmaster Jasvitha. She's a person who believes the struggle and operating systems go together. Now, I don't know about operating systems, but yes, all my subjects go together with struggle. Evaluating her speech is Vinuthna. Now, Vinuthna, she lived half her life not knowing what Halloween is, and the other half, she's been trying to scare the younger kids. Now, over to you, Vinuthna.
Thank you so much, Shivansh, for the intro. Hello, fellow tapsters and guests. This is Vinuthna with the complete honors of evaluating speaker Jasvitha. Toastmaster Jasvitha is giving her icebreaker, and the purpose of the project is for the member to introduce himself or herself to the club and to learn the basic structure of the public speaking. All the very best, Jasvitha, and over to you, TMoD.
Awkwardly waiting for you. Toastmaster Jasvitha, so far so good. So far so good, Toastmaster Jasvitha.
Hello, everyone. Can I see a smile on your face, please? Yeah? Yeah, sure. Don't make me repeat my Liger story again. Okay. So, are you ready for my icebreaker to be the passenger of my boat and see all the skeletons in my closet? Yes? Yeah. Okay. So, I am Durga Jasvitha Bomisetti. My registration number is BL.EN.U4AIE21029, and I'm from 3rd semester AIE. These are few details which gets me in this college, doesn't get me kicked out of this college. So these are basically the details. Then let me go into more of my biological details. I am an 18-year-old girl. I'm from Madanpalli, Andhra Pradesh, which is a 3 to 4 hour drive from here. So I can say Bangalore is pretty much my weather. Then when I grew up totally in Telangana, in a very remote place. My father is an engineer in Genco, which is an electric plant. So we had to live in a very remote place. We just transferred there. We just moved there when I was 3 years old. Then, when I was in my kindergarten, I used to go to a school which was 12 kilometers away from my home. Getting into the bus at 7 o'clock, reaching the home at 6 o'clock. And it was pretty exhausting. I went to a pretty strict Catholic school. Then I was a very introverted kid, very, very introverted kid. So I was one of them who used to sit silently in a corner, not just listening to the teacher, not caring much about having friends or not. Then, I was one of them. Then at home, when I used to reach at 6:30, I was mostly stuck to my screen. I had very few friends in school, and the place where I lived, it was a gated community. So max, there were some 50 families out there. So instead of playing with those 50 kids, I was stuck to the screen watching my favorite cartoons, like all the Cartoon Network cartoons, the Scooby-Doo, my favorite ones. We miss Cartoon Network, don't we, right? Then, I shifted to Madanpalli for my 2nd grade when my sister was born. Then it affected my health so much. I was a pretty sick kid when I was in my 2nd grade. I skipped school for 3 months. I enjoyed the holidays though, but skipping school is good. Bunking is good for me. At least. Then I moved back to my community. There were lots of changes when I moved back to my community. There were lots of people, new people, and I could find a new garden, and the community was expanding. All the people over there, they started thinking like, we are living in a very remote place. At least our kids should not feel like that. Let us send them to all the extracurricular activities and all that, dance, sports, karate, and whatnot. Then I asked my parents, should I go into some extracurriculars? Should I do some music, something? My parents thought it was be fit. I'm fit enough to do abacus. So let's send her to abacus. Then in fourth grade, I was sent to abacus, and I did some 6 levels. I don't remember anything more than subtraction. That too, I used my calculator. So anything else than academics, the physical things, I'm not very good at. So just to console me, people used to say, you are very academically inclined. So do that. Then I was trying to see, what are you speaking academically? Let me just Google it. Then, okay. Then I was just thinking about all that. Okay. Then I started during my college, in junior college. Then I really became academically inclined, and I started overthinking about things like how they make favicol out of upma. And yeah, you know about Narayana food, right? Like more good things, like why should I be writing this exam, or why this professor is teaching. Then so many more things. My parents, they were like, everyone in their speeches, they say that my parents gave me two options, doctor or an engineer. My parents made it pretty clear, a computer science engineer, ever since my uncles got a job in US. Yeah, you're going to do that. Then they decided the college to like, yeah, we are not going to send you anywhere far from the home. So go to Bangalore. Then I started coming here. This is pretty much my college story. Then I met Shambhavi through some common friends. Then I got to know about Toastmasters, like how good it is to come on the stage and script my life and do all the spooky things. So yeah, that's pretty much sums up my story. And I want to learn more about myself, view more speeches, maybe with less tension and less pressure and more corporation. Okay, so I want all of this. So less counters words. And this pretty much sums up my life. So far, so good. Thank you.
Thanks, Jasvitha, to take us all along with you on this beautiful journey called your life. Now, the next speaker is Toastmaster Lakshmi. Now, Toastmaster Lakshmi, when I asked her about her intro, she told me that she remembers putting up makeup with her friends and trying to scare the younger kids. Now, and the speech evaluator for Toastmaster Lakshmi is Toastmaster Vinay. Toastmaster Vinay, he's a lovely person. He's an enthusiastic person who loves to speak and make people laugh, and also likes to force me to take up the TMoD role. Come on stage, Toastmaster Vinay.
A very good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Do you know why a speech marathon feels like boring? Because we feel it mentally, like we fix it here that the speech marathon is already boring. So don't feel like that. Whenever a person comes on the stage, I'm the only person who claps first. And the other people will be, oh, he's clapping. I feel spooky. So clap loud and say good morning louder, so that the person who comes onto the stage feels refreshing and deliver his speech very nicely. And coming to my target speaker, Toastmaster Lakshmi. So Toastmaster Lakshmi is delivering a speech the purpose of the project is for the mentor to present a speech on a topic, on any topic, and receive the feedback and apply the feedback in her next speech. So all the best for you, Toastmaster Lakshmi. Over to you, Shivansh.
You do have to come, Toastmaster Lakshmi. Toastmaster Lakshmi, the beginning of believing. Toastmaster Lakshmi, the beginning of.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shivansh. It's impossible until it's done. Let's go back to 2019. I just completed my intermediate, and my parents and I were sad as I did not get into an MSET or JEE mains college. That's when all the confusion started. Which is the best college? My parents spoke to a lot of people. And those few months we were filled with a state of confusion. Finally, with the advice of our relative, my future is decided. And as you all know, I ended up here. After all the flops of JEE mains, BITSAT, and other university exams, I decided to work hard this time. I heard that 50 lakhs package is the highest in Amrita, and I thought of working hard and getting placed in a company with a high package. Wait. So the thought, as years passed by, my thoughts changed. And my first semester, it wasn't a cakewalk for me to clear all my subjects. And then it's COVID time. My second and third year, it was online. COVID was like two sides of a coin for me. It helped me to clear all my subjects easily. In my sixth semester, all the tension and placements stress got started. And I wonder, why would an interviewer recruit me with the amazing knowledge I have? So before the interview was the second part of the placement. The first and foremost part was written exams, which includes aptitude and verbal. Attending regular classes was an achievement for me. Certainly, aptitude and verbal were not my cup of tea. I never listened to those classes. So I used to study a night before the exam and forget everything the next day. I think most of us does the same. Can I see a raise of hands who agree with me? Okay. So then the stressful placement process started. I decided to not give up and try hard until I get placed. The first company I applied to was Cisco, and I did not qualify the test itself. The second company that was in line was Robert Bosch. Somehow I managed to pass the interview, and guess what? I got shortlisted for the next round. But there was a twist. I had to attend the interview in the main campus of Amrita, Coimbatore. I had no hopes because I was not prepared for the battle. The only answer I gave my family was, I will not go. This is when the greatest pillar of my life boosted me up. She's not only a strong pillar, but also a strong supporter for me. She is my mom. She sat with me and she gave me all the advices and all the reasons she could give. But my answer was the same as earlier, that is no. Finally, I had to go to Coimbatore. The journey started with a state of confusion. The nervousness journey turned into a trip filled with fun. Instead of preparing for the interview, I made new friends and started playing all the silly games with them and watching movies the whole night without sleeping. You remember me telling that I had an interview, but plans changed. We just had a pre-placement talk and we were asked to head back homes. Even after coming back home, I had no confidence that I told my mom, I'm not that talented to get placed in my first interview. But still, my mom wants me to give it a try and get an experience. There was like one day to prepare for the interview. And with the help of seniors from TAB, like Sumuk, Saurabh, Madhumita, they gave me some inputs, which gave me some hope. Finally, on the day of interview, I finally sat. As the interview was cool, I thought that I gave my best. Still, the tension was with me. After 2 days, there was a message in our WhatsApp group. It has a list of shortlisted students of Bosch. I could see the name Koneti Lakshmi Swaraj in it. My mind was blank. And it took me 2 minutes to come out of that shock. My mom's reaction was almost same as this. It took her 2 days to believe that I got placed in my first interview. So one person I wanted to thank is my mother. When no one believed in me, including myself, she did. And you all know the result. I wanted to talk about this because, as we all know, placement is a tough process. Some might get placed easily. Some might have to struggle a lot to get placed. I wanted to remind you to not give it up at the middle. Just keep on trying. And all you need is self-confidence. Even if you're a great techie freak or you have a lot of knowledge, a lot of grip on the subject, tension will kill you at that point. So all you need is self-esteem, motivation, and self-confidence is all you needed. I didn't have it back then, but I think you guys, I wanted you to have it. When no one believes in you, you should believe in yourself. That's it. Thank you.
That was a wonderful speech, Toastmaster Lakshmi. Now, the next speaker is Toastmaster Jagadeesh. About Toastmaster Jagadeesh, he's from second year of BTech, and he keenly follows political analysis and would love to explore the history of the world he lives in. Evaluating the speech for him is Toastmaster Nikhil. About Toastmaster Nikhil, just a few lines. A big introvert and also a big foodie. He's an engineering student by the day and an anime binger by the night. Toastmaster Nikhil.
Good evening, fellow Tapsters and guests. And a very special good evening to Toastmaster Jagadeesh. So today, Toastmaster Jagadeesh will be attempting his icebreaker speech in the path leadership development. And his purpose statement is, the purpose of this project is for the member to introduce himself or herself to the club and learn the basic structure of public speaking. So all the very best, Toastmaster Jagadeesh, and looking forward to your speech.
Toastmaster Jagadeesh, Namma Bangalore, Namma Bangalore, Toastmaster Jagadeesh.
Good evening, all. How is the Josh? Anything? Just now the classes are over. So I felt the classes were pretty boring. What about you guys? So I don't want to make this speech boring. Yeah. So let me introduce about my topic, Namma Bangalore. Yeah. Before coming to Bangalore, I just want to introduce about myself and how destiny made me to reach Bangalore. Okay. Are you guys excited? Yeah. So now I was spooking. Yeah. So let me introduce about myself. I was born in Visakhapatnam and I was born and brought up there. And my school, any guesses? It's one of the most famous school in India. Yeah, true. Narayana. Yeah, I did my schooling over there in Narayana with pretty boring teachers who used to teach all the day. They won't even let us to study and all. They only let me to study. They won't allow me to play games and anything. So it was completely boring over there. What is, any one of you studied over there? How is it? Amazing. Oh my God. Good, good. So, yes, same feeling. Yeah. From then, after my 12th, JEE. How many of you guys attempted JEE? It was nightmare for every science student. Yeah. After that, JEE, I gave my exam in WIT. But because of JEE, I haven't opted that seat. Through JEE, I got a college in Northeast, which is not enough, which is not good than compared with Amrita. In Amrita, I got a good rank, but I want to join in Coimbatore, but Destiny has not let me in because of some reservations and all. So I came here. I chose second option as Bangalore, and Bangalore. Now currently I'm in Bangalore, and Destiny has led me to come into Bangalore. So after coming here for the first 10 months, there is no classes. There is no offline classes. Everything went online. How is online classes? How is online exams? Yeah, true. And what do you want? Online classes or online exams? Both. Exams. What about exams? Yeah, me too. I too want online exams. And I too want online class, not online classes, offline classes and online exams. It should be an hybrid setup like this tab meeting. So after here for the first 10 months, after I came here, I just want to, many people are saying that Bangalore has a lot of traffic and sometimes people are missing due to traffic. So how is your first time experience when you came to Bangalore? Anything else? Cold, and the weather is completely different. Have you guys explored anywhere in Bangalore? Anything else? Yeah. In the first, before I came here, management gave me spooking out news that here we have midterm after coming straight away here. So I was very frightened at that time. After that, so I haven't explored that much in my first sem. Now here, after I came in second year, I went to Kabban Park. Have you guys visited? It was my first trip with my PG friends, and it was good and amazing. And then after joining in TAB, like I explored different places, IT Park, MCC College. And by the way, MCC College is super good. Yeah. And I want to even explore even more places. So any suggestion, guys? Huh? No more women's college. Wonderla, yeah. Govind, please make a note, Wonderla. So I want to even, my expectations from TAB are I want to organize a meet like this, not a regular meet. I want to organize an open house and I want to improve my communication skills. And that's it. Thank you.
All right, 2 icebreakers and 2 crying stories about Narayana and Chaitanya. Probably should be closed by now. Okay, so the next speaker is Toastmaster Shambhavi. Her intro, a human trying to find meaning in life, and a super cool intro for herself. I think you were good in the second part. Okay, and Speech evaluator for Toastmaster Shambhavi is Toastmaster Vijaya Sree. A very confident motivational speaker, Toastmaster Vijaya Sree. Do motivate us all.
Namaste, Govindana. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. Good evening. My target speaker, Shambhavi, attempting second project in level 1 in presentation mastery path. The purpose of the speech is to learn or review the basic methods for writing the speech with a defined purpose and to present a well-organized speech. And timer, please note the timing. Speech length is 5 to 7 minutes. And all the best, Toastmaster Shambhavi.
Toastmaster Shambhavi. Toastmaster Shambhavi. The truth, the lie, and the memory. The truth, the lie, and the memory. Toastmaster Shambhavi.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shivansh. A samurai was found dead in a quiet bamboo grove. One by one, each of the witnesses of the crime narrate their experience of what had transpired in the grove. But each account is equally plausible, but different nonetheless, completely different. This is the premise of the short story by the celebrated Japanese author Akutagawa Ryunosuke. It goes by the name In the Grove, or the Japanese name Mori no Naka. It was a series of stories published in 1920s, and it narrated about how different accounts of the same event can occur subconsciously by the witnesses. The story gained traction when the celebrated Japanese director Akira Kurosawa adapted 2 of Akutagawa's stories into movies that went by the name Rashomon. This movie went on to win an honorary academic award in the 1950s. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I am Shambhavi Singh, and today I will be talking about the Rashomon effect. The Rashomon effect can be described as a phenomenon wherein multiple people can give different accounts of the same event. Each account is equally plausible, but completely different. Now, this phenomenon can occur under 2 circumstances. One, there isn't enough evidence to know what happened during the situation. And second, there is pressure from a higher authority to obtain a closure on the truth. But the main objective of the Rashomon effect is that it undermines the idea of a singular truth. By using the tools of their media, both Akutagawa and Kurosawa explored the depths and complexity of truth and human memory. By not giving a definitive hint as to what transpired and not ending the story with a definitive conclusion, the authors leave the audience to guess on their own what happened. It might be frustrating because this is not how all mysteries end. But it does tickle our mind to think of the complexity of human mind. And thus came this cultural metaphor that questions our understanding of truth, justice, and memory. The neuroscientists believe and have experimented and concluded that our memories are recorded based on our experiences, and we don't remember what we see as it is. We change it according to our beliefs. We change them according to our beliefs and our past experiences. These memories could also be affected by our biases. These biases could be personal to an individual or could be universal. For example, egoistical bias could make a person record their memory such that they shine in the memory showing them in a better position. However, not every memory can be made such, and not Rashomon effect can't occur. Like the recording of the memory is such that it occurs subconsciously. It's not that when you have a fight with your sibling and you try to hide it and make it a skeleton in your closet. It's a subconscious effort, whereas that is a conscious effort. Rashomon effect can also pop up in real life situations. In biology or sciences, scientists start up with the same data set and use the same analytical methods. However, they end up on two different conclusions and publish different results. Anthropologists too grapple with the Rashomon effect. There were two anthropologists who visited a village in Mexico by the name of Tepoztlan. The first anthropologist, you might think that they both gave the same report about the people they studied and said that they should give the similar report. However, the first anthropologist said that the people in the village were happy and cheerful. However, the second anthropologist said the people were unhappy and disgruntled. Both conducted research at the same time, because the personal background of an individual also affects your perception of the situation or your thinking. Social media or media in general too can be affected by the Rashomon effect. In 2015, the summit between the United States and leaders of the Arab states had mixed opinions by the media. Some said it was highly successful, but others called it an utter failure. Looking at these examples, we come to think the very idea that the Rashomon effect undermines, that does an objective truth exist? What does the time, place, and people present during an event affect our perception of the situation? And can we work together in groups when we have these many perceptions fighting for place? We may not have answers to these, but the enduring importance of Aktagawa's stories suggests that there might be value in we could place value in embracing the ambiguity. Thank you.
Thanks for that speech, Toastmaster Shambhavi. Up next is Toastmaster Rahul. When asked about his intro, he told me he's a cinephile who loves to watch horror movies at night with his friends in the hostel. And the speech evaluator for Toastmaster Rahul is Toastmaster Harsha, and I'm pretty sure all of you by now know his intro. A tennis freak, ever ready to speak. Toastmaster Harsha.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Let's follow what Vinay said. Good evening. Good evening. Thank you so much. Well, Toastmaster Rahul will be attempting his level 1 project 2 in dynamic leadership today. Well, he said that he's doing dynamic leadership. I hope the speech will also be very dynamic, Toastmaster Rahul. And the purpose of this project is for the member to learn or review the basic methods for writing a speech with a defined purpose and to present a well-organized speech on any topic. Well, we are finding our purpose in life. Toastmaster Rahul here is trying to find a purpose with a speech. All the very best, Toastmaster Rahul. Back to you, Toastmaster Shivansh.
Toastmaster Rahul, do join us. Toastmaster Rahul, Hudufil, Toastmaster Rahul.
A very good evening, everyone. Please wake up. Even I am little not that enthusiastic, but when I came on stage, I became over energy. Like my title is 𝙎𝙤𝙙𝙬𝙠. Does everyone know what is 𝙎𝙤𝙙𝙬𝙠? Anyone who loves to travel? Who everyone does travel from coming from 600, 700 kilometers to study in Amrita? Okay. 𝙎𝙤𝙙𝙬𝙠. And I have talked about the travelers. Do you know how many types of travelers are there? There are solo travelers who is we can say our Toastmaster Pratap, in last weekend, he went solo travel to Nandi Hills and he came back. And there are 3 types of solo travelers, like guided solo travelers. Like they reach the destination what they want, and then they keep a personal or the private guide to get to know about the place or about the location where and the what types of things can be done in the place. And there are extrovert solo travelers. Solo travelers is like there is the destination, and then the main aim is like networking, like they contact with the local people, like what is everything. And then the aim of their traveling is like to get more connection with the people. And then introvert solo travelers, like they live happy and they travel also, they like to be alone. They explore, they think everything, and the solo travelers can be rush. Like few days back, I went to Mysore and Coorg, that I have only 2 days, but I need to cover whole the 2 cities. I'm a solo traveler, and then it was so rush everything. And the other is like group. Group means like the main aim of the group travelers is like to get explored together, and everything more fun will be in the group travelers. And the other is like educational travelers, like our Amrita Darshan people. They take to Hampi and all. Like the main aim is like biological, social, like ancient things, everything they get to know about the place. And then there are adventural travelers, like the people go to the cities just to travel, like to experience different rides. Like there is one of the highest bungee jump in India is like Rishikesh. Like people go to travel. And then adventurous like bike rides. Like I myself went Mysore to Coorg through bike. Like it's different. And then risky, they will have a medical kit in their hand. These are the adventurous travelers. And then I'm saying about only travelers. Do you know what we get by traveling the places? Does anyone know what we get from the traveling? Happiness, yeah. Purpose. Exposure. You'll get peace of mind when you leave Amrita and you can go, like you have much pressure on your back and stress. But once when you like go to the destiny place like Coorg itself, you feel so happy, you know, like the rides, even it is rains, people feel like a waste I came. Who said ride on a bike in a rain? Hilly rains, like hilly places and all on rains, it will be beautiful. And then drive in the early mornings in the snow. Who said no? Maybe it is risky, but it's upon you. And then you will get communication skills. Like I traveled from Khammam, which is only Telugu, and I studied, like you people know, Narayana, only Telugu. And then the different language of Telugu I got to know. And then I came to Bangalore. Here, the one problem which I faced on the first day is like I need to speak only in English. Because here there are many Karnatakas, as it's Karnataka, but I see only Telugu people in Amrita. That's a different story. And then Kerala, Tamil Nadu, different. And then you will get communication skills. And by traveling, you will get different cultures. Like what Karnataka people do or what Tamil Nadu people do. Like not only in the India, out of the country also. Like we have seen Halloween. Does Indians do? No. Mostly no. There are. And then the history of the places, like you will get to know like what is happened in the past of this place. Maybe the Amrita place is like forest. It got built on 2003, I feel. And then before it's a forest, maybe. Like you could go know the history of Amrita also, which is Amma. Everyone knows, right? And then fun, make memories. Like every travel is not at all waste. Like 100%. If it is raining, as I said, bike travel, he feels like waste. Who knows? Standing under the tree for 1 hour or shelter, it's an experience. And then traveling is always an experience. It doesn't give you any negative way, or everything is positive about traveling. Like in my Mysore and the Coorg, I am a lazy guy, I never walk, but per day I took around 35,000 steps. Because I got to know my strength after traveling. And then I stayed. exactly my whole travel is unexpected. Before day night, I keep maps and I travel. So I got to know how to use maps as well as the certain cities, like how it is. Like there is a places only in the morning time you need to visit, or the trekking spots only early morning, and the are in the morning stage, like evenings are closed. Like everything got to know about the city, about the place, everything. Traveling never be a waste. It's totally a knowledgeable. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Shivansh.
Well, I do believe everyone here loves traveling. Thank you, Toastmaster Rahul. Now, we're done with the first phase of our meeting today. The prepared speeches are over. The next phase is the evaluations. But before we go there, let me just share another embarrassing fact about me and Halloween. Year 2019, I believe I'm a bit more mature now, and I'm part of that 1 or 2% of Indians who know what Halloween is and likes to celebrate them. Now, me and my friends, all new to watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine, see the Halloween heist episode, and we think, why not? Let's try something like that. But instead of celebrating it on Halloween, we celebrate it on 25th October. Why? Because there was a simple dare. The losing team has to wear embarrassing costumes that were to be decided by the winning team. Unfortunately, my team lost. 4 boys, all guys, 4 guys. And the list of costumes that we got were Cinderella, Nurse, Rapunzel, and the final one was Mother Teresa. Now, Mother Teresa was the only dignified option here. So obviously, I don't get that. I was forced to wear a Cinderella costume. But had it all been just between the friends, would have been nice. No. I have to go trick-or-treating, wearing the Cinderella costumes. Now imagine the surprise when you open your door and you see a 19-year-old guy wearing a Cinderella costume. Not a good sight to see, I believe. I hope so, not a good sight to see. And that was it. I go trick-or-treating. I come back, some FIRs against me. Some kids have been massacred. Some kids have been scarred for their lives, while the others have been spooked. All right. That's it from my side. Over to the general evaluator, Toastmaster Dinesh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shivansh. Now let's start with the second segment of today's meeting, the evaluation segment. For that, I would like to hand over the screen to Toastmaster Niharika to give the evaluation for Toastmaster Aditya. Over to you.
Once again, good evening, everyone. Firstly, I would like to congratulate Toastmaster Aditya for completing his L1 P3. Toastmaster Aditya, my favorite show. I completely love your speech. It's all about the voice modulation. Your speech was structured, like you started with your childhood and then how you grow up and now which show you like. I feel like it is structured, and the usage of words and the grammar is also fine. And humming of the music, I really enjoyed your speech and the way you hum. And I don't feel like the similar tune. You change your voice while humming, and kudos for that. Your pitch was also perfect, and I like that sound, abracadabra. And then your speech is really relatable to everyone. Like we all see some cartoons or some shows, like you have included Friends in it. Like most of us can relate to that. And you were successful in engaging the audience, I could tell. And your conclusion is also good. And I have very few improvements for you. The usage of pauses, like when you were giving the speech, I feel like you were giving it in a continuous way. Like I feel like you can include some pauses in between, not long pauses, short one, so that you can add a pinch of suspense to it. And the second one, your introduction, like you were a bit stuttering at the beginning, not the entire speech, just the beginning. So try to keep introduction like effective, what I could tell, like asking a question or anything else. which can engage the audience and grab the attention of the audience. Other than that, I would tell you have a good vocal variety and you ace the speech. And I would like to rate your loudness or volume. It's absolutely fine. I will rate 4 out of 5. And your pitch, 4 out of 5. Voice quality, 3 out of 5. And for the timing, it's 2 out of 5 because timing comes under the pauses and the speech. And vocal variety, 5 out of 5, as you have very good vocal variety. And looking for more speeches. Thank you. Over to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Niharika. That's a new thing we have seen, rating the speaker. Good thing. Well, coming to Toastmaster Aditya, yeah, just like Toastmaster Niharika suggested, don't start with a lot of pauses in the speech. And that was an energetic speech that you delivered. I totally liked it. Very relevant, talking about your shows. We have seen we can give speech on any topic, be it our favorite shows. Good thing. Moving ahead, I'd like to invite Toastmaster Vishnu to present his evaluation for Toastmaster Vidya.
If you can't run, try to walk. If you can't walk, try to crawl. This is the quote which is said by Martin Luther King. Thank you for remembering the quote once again, Toastmaster Vidya. And yes, she started the speech with an anxiety. That one night, we all got an anxiety that what she is going to tell. She grabbed the audience with her first sight, with her first word, with her first title of her speech. Kudos to you for that. I'm going to evaluate your speech on 3 points. The points where you are excelled at, the points you may have to work on, and to challenge yourself. First of all, the speech is based on the current scenario in which you wrote the exams. Kudos to you once again that you made the current scenario as your speech. You told about this, how many kinds of readers there are there for the exams. You started with, yes, the self-content, the calm and relaxed people. Just like our Toastmaster Niharika, the topper, who doesn't care about anything, write the exams. And you also said TikTok, the mind block, the panic stricken, who always fears even though they know everything. Just like you said. The all-nighters who had no sleep, hoping for miracles, fear of exams, and praying for the God to bring good question paper. I mean, easy one. And the professional astrologers, like started correct good time, postponed the reading to all the nights for 5 minutes, for 1 hour, and at last it will become night. Tomorrow, we don't know what happens, just like me. And the Devdas totally given up. I don't know who is that Devdas here. And a teacher, he is the right one. He is the Krishna in the whole class who preaches all the Arjunas, because he is the one who makes everyone to read 1 day before the exam, and he is better than the PhDs and all. This is what you said. The things you are excelled at is, when you told about the types of people, the exam, it was really good. The topic selection was very good. And the last line, the quote of Martin Luther King was also good. And you had the good hand gestures. And you may have to improve on the tone level. Yes, the tone level is very low in my view. You should improve your voice. You should be very loud enough to reach the whole audience. And the face expression can be an add-on if you want to grab the audience with your face expressions too. And you had a good eye contact. It would be good if you even make the contact with everyone, eye contact. And to challenge yourself, you can interact with the audience while you are speaking. Just like while there is a joke, you are like moving ahead and like not giving a slight pause. You can give a slight pause for the audience to understand or to laugh. Just you are moving like fast forward. So you can slow down at that thing. So my evaluation for your speech is, if you can't run, you can walk. If you can't walk, you can crawl. But my thing is, if you can't crawl, you can take a taxi and go off. That's it from my side. Over to Toastmaster Dinesh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vishnu. Well, Toastmaster Vidya, you use rhyming in your speech. Good thing. And before the meeting, I was having a conversation with her, and she wanted to control her pace. So through this speech, she wanted to control her space, whatever she is talking. And I can say that you achieved that goal. Kudos to you on that. Well, coming to speech evaluator 2, Toastmaster Vishnu, try to keep the positive things, like you gave the summary of the speech, which is a really good thing. But thinking in the timing perspective, give your the summary like positive things up to 2 minutes and focus on the improvements more is the session I have for you. Now moving ahead, I'd like to hand over the screen to Toastmaster Vinuthna to give her evaluation for Toastmaster Jasvitha.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Dinesh. Hello, fellow. I'm once again back with my report of Toastmaster Jasvitha. So far, so good. Toastmaster Jasvitha, your speech, it didn't even appear like an icebreaker. Not it's also. Because you entirely had the perfect flow of your speech. You didn't take any long pauses or as such. It's completely started from your childhood, and is to make a point of it, your opening was superb. You opened in a very hilarious way of, the very standard output, like very standard without a weird or TNT for you. That's a very good opening. Humor was struck at the point. So moving further, I didn't have so much of stage fear. Like initially, many people have this problem of stage fear. They stutter a lot. They'll be very process and they'll blank out even. In that, this didn't happen in your case. You were completely on flow throughout your meeting. And moving ahead, you were so clear about what you are talking. You didn't miss out any points. The point was like up to the mark. And yeah, all these are the points that you have really, you are really good at. And let me give a few more toppings so that your speech would get better. First thing, try to utilize the stage. Stage like the free open place. Just come, enjoy order. Just don't stiffen yourself. Just make yourself so free on the stage, so that even there you'll be a bit of stress relief. You'll be a bit of stress relief as well. And the second thing is, at times you just like there was a certain gap of 2 to 3 seconds, like when you're trying to remember what to be told next, right? So make sure that take many shots of rehearsal so that the entire flow will be on tip of your fingertip, would be on your fingertips, sorry. So yeah, apart from this, to keep it short, your entire speech was simple and sweet. Over to you, Dinesh.
Thank you, Vinuthna. Only suggestion I have for you is don't say chi when you forget something. Take a pause there, it's fine. Toastmaster Jasvitha, well, same suggestion I have, just like Toastmaster Vinuthna, use the entire stage, and that's the suggestion I get a lot. So let's work together on that. And are you sure you are an introvert? I don't think so. Sure. So moving ahead, I'd like to hand over this stage to Toastmaster Veerabhadra to give his evaluation for Toastmaster Lakshmi.
Once again, good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests present here. Toastmaster Lakshmi, good evening. So, coming to your speech evaluation. So, let me tell you a few points where you excelled at. Like whenever I started listening to your speech, I felt like watching a feel-good movie. Like it went on. I would like to listen it more. And it's so nice. The voice was so settled that everyone gets engaged. And let me tell you a skeleton in the closet. Let me open it to you. whenever a person sits there, whenever you speak, they sits there like biting their nails somewhat. But whenever you start interacting with the audience, whenever you start asking questions, that's the time where when they come out of their comfort zone and start listening to your speeches. So that's one thing which you have done. You've interacted with your audience. So that's one thing which I would like to appreciate. And you know what to speak and where to speak. So kudos to that. And you said how you inspired, and you inspired all of us. Like most of people like me who are not yet placed. So I would relate to that. And there's this one sentence which I love the most. When no one believes in you, you should believe in yourselves. I relate it so well, because when everyone believes in me, I won't believe in myself. I'm completely opposite to that. And coming to a few improvements, like while you're delivering your speech, you should sometimes look it up like this, so that audience will feel that they'll feel some misconnection with that. So work on it, and start use more hand gestures so that you can connect with them more. And one more thing, Ralphie Bentley has given us a long stays, so you can use all of it. And coming to the suggestions part, only one suggestion: the mirror. Whenever you complete writing your script, just start practicing in front of a mirror, so that you understand how audience engages to your speech and how they react for every sentence. And that's it from my side. Over to you, channel evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Veerabhadra. And no, Ralphie Smedley didn't give us the stage. Amrita School of Engineering gave us the stage. On commenting on your evaluation, well, everything was on point. And yeah, marathon is not boring. It might be lengthy, but it's not boring. You listen to 7 different speeches, 7 different life stories. So I don't think it's boring. And one suggestion I have for you is mention about the number of level, which level and project is that when you are giving your speech objectives. And coming to Toastmaster Lakshmi. Well, short pauses are fine in a speech. There's nothing to feel bad about. It's a L1 speech. There are 4 more levels to go and 4 more levels for us to work on. And audience engagement, you did really good. Kudos to you on that. Moving ahead, I'd like to hand over the stage to Toastmaster Nikhil to give his evaluation for Toastmaster Jagadeesh.
Thank you, General Evaluator Dinesh. So firstly, to get started, let's give a big round of applause to Toastmaster Jagadeesh for finally finishing his icebreaker speech successfully. Yeah, to start off on a bright side, you were well within and you successfully finished your icebreaker this time. So kudos for that. And you started off your speech with a question. That was one of the best things of your speech. And another thing which you did well was you used the word of the day, which I've seen well qualified speakers also not doing it in their later half of the speeches as well. So you used it twice. So big kudos on that as well. And you broke the skeleton in the closet by speaking about your life. You started off your speech with your initial childhood days, but the only improvement which I would like to give is like you jumped off to your engineering life the next moment. So try to have a flow when you're giving your icebreaker. So because as you're introducing yourself, try to go with the flow and try to narrate it as a story and put things in part, because you were jumping from different paths. Like you started off with your childhood, then you jumped to your engineering life, and the next moment we ended up in MCC suddenly. No clue why, but so try to maintain a flow and try to go with that structure. And the best part was you had this big bright smile all over your face while it was completely in during the speech. So that's actually a nice thing, because no matter what, have that big bright smile on your face. And also you interacted with the audience a lot. You asked a lot of questions. You took their feedback. You tried to reply to them. So a lot of positives to take from your speech. And as I said, only small improvement, which was try to have a flow in your speech while giving them. And overall, it was a great speech. You had proper eye contact with your audience. Your hand gestures were good, and you also had a proper audience awareness as you were speaking to them, and you were taking their replies. So overall, a great speech, and looking forward to your future speeches. Over to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Nikhil. Well, I like the sandwich method you used: posters, improvements, and posters. Coming to Toastmaster Jagadeesh, well, I have a few suggestions for you. When you're delivering a speech, look at everyone, maintain equal eye contact with everyone, not to a specific person. You're looking at the general evaluator, and general evaluator has no clue what to do. So I felt that, well, audience interaction is good, but what I thought is, in fact, it was too much, because the icebreaker time limit is 4 to 6 minutes. Your time is limited. So focus more on your content and keep the audience interaction limited is the suggestion I have for you. Apart from that, good icebreaker. Moving ahead, I'd like to hand over the stage to Toastmaster Vijaya Sree to give her evaluation for Toastmaster Shambhavi.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dinesh. Once again, good evening to everyone present here. First of all, Toastmaster Shambhavi, you chose an engrossing topic where you engaged audience with an interesting concept with your different perceptions, experiments, examples, and a story. And you have a good eye contact, good hand gestures, and usage of good words for defining and explaining the perceptions was marvelous. As there's always a room for improvements, because there's nothing to prove, is everything to improve. So I felt that little eye contact was here and there in search of the words and the content. And a little bit interactive session can make your speech to the next level. And these things suggest you to practice more and more and can take your speech again to the next level. And I challenge you to use the vocal modulation in your speech and entertaining speech, because I know your potential, where I saw your potential in your icebreaker speech, and you entertaining the audience like I can't express in the words. So somewhere I did not notice here. And your speech was well structured and good hand gestures, and gave a speech with a defined purpose, and all the purposes were met. So all the best for your future speeches, and you're ending your speech with a question and giving a call to everyone regarding to build up together in a particular topic was good. So I expect an entertaining speech, because I know your potential. And all the best for your future speeches, and to the Toastmaster Dinesh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vijaya Sree. I like the catchy phrases that you use in your evaluation. There's nothing to prove if there's nothing to improve. Okay, I hope I didn't mess it up. But yeah, the confidence is really good. On point evaluation. Coming to Toastmaster Shambhavi, I just felt that the terminology used is a little complicated for a small brain person like me. So keep your speech, if possible, more generic, and so that audience relate or understand what you are telling. And at time, I understood the speech, but at times I just lost you because few terms I didn't get it. So moving ahead, I'd like to hand over the stage to Toastmaster Harsha to give his evaluation for Toastmaster Rahul.
I went on a travel, a beautiful travel. That was worth it. I went on a travel that was given by Toastmaster Rahul. Thank you for that beautiful travel, Toastmaster Rahul. Well, definitely, the road was very smooth. We were going pretty smooth on the road, but we live in Bangalore. There are potholes for sure. Let's talk about the road that was smooth. Let's talk about the potholes, and let's talk about the highway where you can go to improve. The first one, your speech was you were enjoying yourself on the stage. This is something that we can learn from Toastmaster Rahul. When he comes onto stage, he has this bright smile on his face. And when he's speaking about something happy, he has this bright smile on his face. And when he's speaking about something sad or something he's confused about, he has that expression in his face. He doesn't need to get in the voice modulation or vocal variety. He has it in himself. So that's a great point, Toastmaster Rahul. And secondly, the subtle humor here and there, which evokes laughs around the room. That is something I really loved in your speech. And the third one being bringing the beauty of travel and a different perspective about travel. Now, who goes to bike rides in rain? A lot of us do. But how can you enjoy it? Learn it from Toastmaster Rahul and the way he said it. So a great job done with all of these, Toastmaster Rahul. Now, ouch, potholes. Definitely, there are a few potholes here and there. First one, when I looked at the content of the speech, it was like Salman Khan shooting into thin air with a lot of bullets. I didn't exactly understand where your point was going towards to. You want to talk about different types of travelers, and at a point you were talking about travel. So there were an amalgamation of a lot of points where you could have focused on only one point. That would have given your speech more essence to it. And the second one being, when you're on the stage, you have this moment all the time. I know you love choosing the stage. Definitely, it's a good thing to do. But this is a repetitive gesture you had on the stage. So when you're on the stage, try to be more conscious. So that will help you in delivering the right intent and the right content to the audience. Cool? Makes sense? And the last one being the challenge that I have for you. When you're starting off the sentences, you start with a lot of energy and the right motive towards it. But by the end, the sentence goes a little off and your voice goes a bit down. So when you start this sentence with a lot of energy, end with the same energy. So for that, rehearse more. That's the challenge I have for you. On the whole, subtle humor and good content, a different perspective is something that you did really good. And coming to the improvements, try to not use repetitive gestures and try not to shoot in thin air like Salman Khan, your Toastmaster Rahul. You can do pretty good. And coming to the one challenge, rehearse more. That's it from my side. Back to Toastmaster Dinesh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Harsha. I like how you segregated entire your evaluation based on the things that went well and the improvements and the challenge that you gave and the summary. Well, that's an ideal evaluation. I don't have any suggestions for you. Toastmaster Rahul, thanks to you, one more word is added into my dictionary vocabulary, which is hodophile, who loves to travel a lot. And I like your confidence. As Toastmaster Harsha suggested, don't use repetitive gestures like moving a lot, and using entire stage is good. And keep moments little slow because they are distracting for a few people. So that's it with the speech evaluations. Moving ahead with the tag team, I'd like to hand over the stage to Toastmaster Janani to give her Grammarian report.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dinesh. Good evening, everyone. I'm back with the report. Firstly, coming to the good usages which have been used by the speakers or anyone who spoke in today's meeting. Acknowledge, precise, exceeds, over-enthusiastic, freak, couch, embrace, amused, gigantic, ideal, anxious, jaw drop, remote, inclined, cakewalk, Josh, nightmare, phenomenon, metaphor, anthropologist, perception, and hodophile. These are the good usage which have been used in today's meeting. And coming to some of the misused sentences which can be corrected in the next meeting are, I feel regretted, which can be told as I regretted. Zero thing to understand. The tension was with me can be told as I was tensed. Give it up as give up. How many kinds of reader can be told as how many types of readers. And coming to the speakers who either used the word of the day or idiom of the day or both. Toastmaster Shivansh, Toastmaster Dinesh, Toastmaster Jasvitha, Toastmaster Veerabhadra, Toastmaster Jagadeesh, Toastmaster Shambhavi, and Toastmaster Nikhil. Now, as English is not our native language, Here are 3 golden ways to improve our grammatical error or improve our vocabulary. First, reading. Read newspaper. I know sometimes it gets boring. You can try reading novels, which is of your interest, like fictional, etc. And the second golden rule being writing. Pin down your thoughts and emotions. For example, writing poems or short stories or anything that interests you. And third one, talking. For example, today we had the word of the day and idiom of the day. Today, one day, whomever you speak to, try using these word of the day and idiom of the day. It might get registered in your brain, and on a regular basis, you will be able to use them. And that's it with my report. Back to General Evaluator Dinesh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Janani. That was a new attempt that I've seen for a grammarian role. 3 ways to improve vocabulary. I think you can send that in tab also, just a suggestion for those who didn't attend the meeting. And just a suggestion I have for you is focus more on improvements. I mean, you are detailed with the good usages, but if there are more improvements from the meeting, please go ahead and focus more on improvements. And the confidence is really good. And the detailed report is really nice. I'd like to call the accountant for today's meeting, Toastmaster Ram.
Hey, fellow Toastmasters. Yeah, here I'm back with my report. So let's start off with the TMoD. Shivansh. So there was 6 usage of us, 1 repeat, and 4 other words. So it's quite common for TMoD because he has to talk throughout the session. So next we have our President Dinesh, 1 hour. That's it. Thank you. And Niharika, our evaluator, 1 hour, 1 hour. That's it. Again, a great job. Then we have our speaker 1, Aditya, 6 hours, 1 so, 1 but, and 2 repeats. Then we have Srividya, 3 hours, 1 hour, and 1 repeat. And we have Jasvitha, she gave her icebreaker speech. So there are 9 hours, 6 so's, 1 like, and 6 repeats. So it's your first icebreaker, so you need not worry much about it. So next we have Lakshmi, 8 hours, 1 1 hour, 2 so's, 2 repeats, and 2 other. And we have Nikhil, 1 hour, 2 so's. That's it. Good job. Then we have Jagadeesh with 5 hours, 2 3 so's, 1 repeat, and 3 other. We have Vijaya, only 3 hours, so 1 so and 1 like. And we have Shambhavi, 6 hours, 2 2 repeats, and 1 other. And we have Rahul, 5 hours, 2 1 air, 1 well, 1 so, 2 likes, 1 but, and 2 repeats. And we have Vinuthna, 3 hours and 2 repeats. That's all. Over to you, Dinesh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ram, for that detailed report. I'd like to call Toastmaster Uthejitha for giving her timer report.
Okay, so the good thing is nobody exceeded the limit, nor they were below the limit. All the speeches were really good. Shivansh, the introduction was for 2 minutes exactly. Aditya gave the speech for 6 minutes, 38 seconds. Srividya gave her speech for 5 minutes, 32 seconds. Jasvitha, she freaked out a little, but she finished it within 5 minutes, 40 seconds. Lakshmi, 6 minutes, 33 seconds. Jagadeesh, 5 minutes, 16 seconds. Shambhavi, 6 minutes, 33 seconds. Rahul, 6 minutes. So coming to the evaluators, Niharika took 2 minutes, 35 seconds. Good. Vishnu took 3 minutes, 51 seconds, which exceeded the limit. And Jayashree took 1 minute, 54 seconds, which was below the limit. So you should have given a little more evaluation of your speech. That's all. Apart from them, everybody finished it within the time. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Uthejitha. That's it with the tag evaluations. Well, coming to the general evaluation, in the interest of time, I'd like to keep it very crisp. Only one suggestion. What's a disrespectful thing you can do for a speaker? Obviously not talking while they're speaking, because they prepared a lot. At least 1 week preparation will be there for a few people, and they are talking on the stage, and your audience talking simultaneously with them with zero preparation. Come on, that's not fair. Let's not talk. Shall we? Let's talk in PG. Okay. Toastmaster of the day, Shivansh. Well, I have a few suggestions for you. Where are you? Have an equal eye contact for everyone, not pointed to one person. Though it's your first time, you handled a speech marathon perfectly. And yeah, claps, please. Another suggestion is regarding handshakes. Though many people stressed on it, I'd like to stress on it once more time. Handshakes, they transfer your energy to the role taker or the speaker who is coming on the stage. So always have the handshakes in the next time that you're going to do as a Toastmaster of the day, or any role that you're going to take. And it's a liberty that TMoD has to make the intros himself. If TMoD asks you an intro, please do send it. And we have the liberty also to introduce as you are the member of ISIS, so don't make us do that. And one more suggestion for you is when the speaker is about to end the speech, please be near to the stage so that there won't be any time delay after the transition has happened. So that's it with the suggestions I have. I'll roll out the voting form in a while. I have few more suggestions as well, but I will connect with you everyone offline in the interest of time. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Shivansh.
Thanks for that brilliant evaluation, General Evaluator, and all the speech evaluators. Now, I know we're in a bit of a time crunch. I believe the day scholars should have been outside of the college an hour ago. So, anyways, I think most of my embarrassing stories about Halloween are over, because I'm at the end of the day, I am an Indian and we don't care about Halloween. The only thing we care about is Diwali, which is coming next week. So, in advance, happy Diwali to all of you. Now, before we go, I'd just give a suggestion. Do dress up this 31st October. Do scare someone. And if you're in a mood to get scared, do check your academic calendars, because the exams are fast approaching. Now, I'd give the mic back to the presiding officer.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shivansh. I'm having a lot of stage presence today. Well, I sent the voting form in the tab group, and Shivansh, can you send the link to both of them? Yeah. No network. Everyone don't have their network. Hi, Aditya. Okay, for those who don't have any network, I switched on my hotspot. I don't have any password. Yeah, tab. Oh, I don't have network. Hotspot on yours. Everyone is facing this issue, not having network. Okay. Password bolo. Harsha 1 2. Well, meanwhile, I'd like to take the feedback from my dear guests. Shaila. Okay, just a minute. Well, guest Shell, would you like to give a feedback for us?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Shell, and the speeches were really good. And I don't have the confidence to speak in front of everyone, but you all do, so it's really great. So applause to every one of you. And to be really honest, the evaluation was quite boring because I could not understand what you were doing. And why did you do thumbs up like in between? Okay, so that's all. It was really fun. I was happy to be here.
Thank you, Shell. And sorry for butchering your name multiple times today. But yeah, feedback taken. And just to mention one more point, we have only speech marathon once in a month. If more speakers are there, that too. This is not at all a normal Toastmasters meeting. We'll have only 3 speeches and a table topic session. Well, Vaishnavi, would you like to give some feedback for us? And the voting link is sent in the group.
So hey, my name is Vaishnavi, and I learned a lot because obviously we have a speech something assignment of 10 marks. So like yeah, I learn a lot. Learn like evaluation, whatever you evaluate, I got it, and I like improve in myself. Like I'll just do there what I like learned. So yeah, that.
Thank you, Vaishnavi. Sujan, some feedback for us.
Hello everyone, my name is Sujan. This is my first meeting here. I have learned a lot of things like we can use the stage while walking and we must maintain eye contact with everyone. And I hope I keep learning more and more things and get better of myself.
Thank you, Sujan. Hope we'll see you in future meetings as well. And yeah, there's a lot to learn for you in our weekly meetings as well. So our Toastmaster Govind, the Vice President membership, will send you the invites and stuff. Yeah. So everyone are able to access the voting link? Still not? Okay, in the interest of time and the network that we have, we'll share the voting link. We'll fill the voting link after the meeting is done, and we'll share the best of responses with the certificates, and we'll message them personally. Hope that is fine with everyone. With that, we are done with the meeting number 181 themed Halloween. I declare it closed. And the session is open for networking.